If you're wondering, this is actually a show that was originally only released on a 1 hour VHS. And I assume, Tony, that the reason that happened is way back when it was just, and again, I realize this sounds like forever ago, but literally it was 40 years ago. There were like different versions of VHS recording modes. I remember there being, maybe I have this wrong, but there was like an SP and then an LP and then an SLP. The idea being it was like short play and then long play and super long play or something like that. Maybe that's
Right.
what it is. Maybe I convinced myself. But the point is, the longer the tape, the less quality it is. So it does
Right.
make sense that you guys would want to put out visually the highest quality film you could, which I get. But an hour, man, how do you even make those selections, Tony, of a really long show like this? How do you divvy that up and decide, okay, we'll show this, but not that? That's got to be challenging.
It was done by Turner Home Entertainment.
You weren't involved in that.
I was not involved in that. Turner, I distinctly remember that uh, the head of Turner Home Entertainment, I can't remember his name, but he was watching some of this, and Jimmy Valiant came in on a golf cart, as they did back then,
Yep.
to the Boy from New York City by Manhattan Transfer.
Yes.
And he looked at that, he went, "Holy shit, you guys use that music?" And I
Oh,
went,
he didn't know.
"Yeah," he didn't know. I went, "Yeah." He said, "We can't use that." And that is when all of a sudden the Crockett's realize, or NWA realized, we can't use that stuff.
And we
That
didn't know that until this show.
until this show. Or they
Wow.
didn't give a shit until this show.
What a great story. Thank you for sharing that. How have we never
Yeah.
heard that before? That's
Isn't that
awesome.
isn't that something? Because I was in there, and thinking I remember thinking to myself, "Yeah, we've always used it, but I bet you we shouldn't be." And we
You know
did
what's
back then. And we did back then on TBS. But once Turner Home Entertainment got a hold of it, they thought and they were right, we should be
yes.
paying rights fees. So,
Yes. Well, we know that ECW never really did that, but that is one of the cool things about ECW. I don't know if you saw this, but it was revealed over the weekend that in the new WWE video game, they're going to have the New Jack character from
mhm,
ECW. And we've heard through the grapevine over the last 12 months or so that that was actually a Nick Khan idea. I guess he was a low key, not big hog, but a low key New Jack fan.
wow.
Anyway, I'm saying all that to say, as the story goes, if you do a no DQ match in the game, they actually have New Jack's music play throughout it. Because as you'll recall from watching ECW, they just play the old rap song the entire time in the background. So somebody's getting their ass whipped to a soundtrack. And I love that. Now, of course, they're not going to play the original rap song. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I can't imagine that they licensed a rap song that has lyrics like "doomed to be a killer since I came out the nutsack."
Wow. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to put that on a video game for kids. I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but I do think it's interesting that music had such a profound effect on our fandom, which is one of the reasons, and this is going to feel like I'm glazing Tony Khan. I love that he selectively uses quote unquote real music. I think that's fun, man. I like that.
I do too. I like the fact that he has used, I think, to me, the use of Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting
Yeah.
is just gets the fans so fired up in the arena. And sometimes because, well, sometimes he doesn't want to use it. I tell him, I say, God, it gets the people so fired up. But I really like that song by Elton John. I liked I guess it was Jefferson Starship and Jane.
Oh, yeah. That was fantastic.
Yeah, for Orange Cassidy. And
Jack
there's,
Perry had one, which was cool back
yes,
in the day when what was the Tarzan boy or something like that?
yeah, right. And then John Moxley had, of course, Wild
Yes.
Thing
Yes.
from the movie, not the original Wild Thing from the '60s, but the one from the movie Major League. So yeah, I like the use of the music. It's very, very expensive, but they feel the time and the place sometimes are right. And like I'll give you for instance, I'll guarantee you that the Road Warriors walked out to Iron Man.
Oh, no doubt. And we didn't see that on the video at
You're
all.
not going to see it on the video, right? They came out to Iron Man a lot the TBS studios until Turner Home Entertainment went, "Whoa, here, stop." So,
Isn't it interesting that, way back then, it's not like everybody had 500 cable stations like they do now or whatever. It is interesting that TBS really and truly was one of the super stations, and you had mainstream music playing, and nobody ever said a peep to the record companies. Isn't that interesting?
that is interesting. That just tells you that mainstream media just didn't pick up on World Championship Wrestling.
Well, in fairness, they didn't pick up on ECW either. I mean, can you
Sure.
imagine? ECW, respectfully, couldn't pay their doggone talent. You think they're paying big licensing fees for songs?
No, no. Also, there's something in here. I don't believe we've missed it, but there is in here somewhere. I do believe this is the one where, again, the wrestlers come to the arena in golf carts.
And you're going to see Dustin driving somebody
We're going to
else.
see Dustin Rhodes, a young Dustin Rhodes, driving somebody. Yeah.
He sticks out like a sore thumb too. Like once you know to look for him, man, you just know exactly who it is.
Yeah. And of course, he's an old fucker now, but back then he was just a young kid.
Well, that old fucker is going to be a big part of what's going down this weekend. That Ring of Honor show, it's going to be a sleeper show, Tony. I think if there is one show that's being slept on this weekend, it might be the Ring of Honor show, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I go back to women's wrestling, and Athena has been such a great champion in
No
Ring of
doubt,
Honor.
man.
And she's got Thunder Rosa, of course. So that's the one match I'm looking forward to. And it should be a great matchup. So yeah, I don't think you should sleep on Ring of Honor because it's going to be great. And the esports arena where it's going to be is a pretty cool place.
It is a cool place. I can't
Yeah.
wait to be there. We hope you'll make plans to join us. It's going to be a real big celebration. And I know that, AEW certainly has their critics and all that jazz. We'll leave that talk for another podcast. But congrats, man, on a huge milestone. We're seeing there's over 20,000 tickets out. We're seeing that, Tony Khan is projecting more than a $3 million gate. I mean, realistically, outside of WWE, when is the last time anybody sold 20,000 tickets for wrestling in America, much less had a $3 million gate? This is really rarefied air and a milestone that you guys should celebrate.
Yeah, I think we are going to celebrate it. I think we're all excited about it. I think one thing that's always happened, I don't think, and of course there's mixed views, I know, and I know there's people out there that regardless of what we put on, they're going to hate us.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've ever really disappointed in with a pay-per-view. I think we've had some that are much better than others, but I think basically everybody puts their best foot forward for a pay-per-view, and I'm talking about talent, wrestling talent.
Yeah. Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment, and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.